Hey guys, I apologize for the weird camera angle, but I just got a new phone and I don't have a tripod or any way to hold my phone while recording videos. Um, so anyways, I'm recording this with a video, but I'm going to show you how to do my effect. I hate David Copperfield even more. This is my version of the classic I Hate David Copperfield card penetration, originally by Geoff Williams. Now you can see the jack, okay? Now here's what you do. Now I'm going to leave that jack underneath those two cards, okay? You can see the jack. There it is. You can show that the jack is underneath the two aces with my version. Show it underneath those two aces, and then whenever you want, you can have it visually melt right through, appearing in between the two cards. It appears right in between those two cards. Now, the original version, the cards could not be examined, which is the case with my version. But what's great about my version is that all the cards look completely ordinary, front and back. So mine looks just as clean for live performances as it does for social media. So even though the cards cannot be examined, they look completely ordinary. So a lot of people won't want to examine them. So let's get right down. Now, first secret, all of the cards are 2-card stick. Now, I uploaded this and it's for sale on Penguin Magic and it's doing pretty good, but I wanted to go ahead and teach it to you guys. Now, somebody brought up an interesting point in my trailer video. I actually flashed, and what I flashed was this card, and I'm going to show you a simple way to prevent yourself from flashing. So this is, there are, even though the cards are even though all the cards are 2-cards thick, one of them is not gimmicked in any way. It's just 2 cards stuck together with double stick tape. You'd probably be better off using Elmer's glue. Might make the cards a little bit thinner than double stick tape, but this card is just 2 cards stuck together so that it's the same thickness as the other cards and doesn't stand out. It just makes everything look uniform and makes all the cards look the same so that no one card stands out like a sore thumb. So that's it. Okay, these 2 cards, however, are gimmicked. So this first card is the card that accidentally got flashed. You could kind of see a gap. See? So this is just 2 cards. There's clear tape right here. Okay. You want to keep this card in the middle of a deck for a few days. That will condition it. Now, to make it so that you can't tell that there's a gap, that it's 2 cards, you're going to just bend 1 card down and 1 card up slightly. And now you will have a much thinner looking edge. Now you can turn it over and it's hard to tell that it's more than 1 card. So that's how you're going to solve the issue of not showing a gap. Okay. This card here, the original version, the original version used 1 card with an extra piece cut out and attached. I don't do that because I wanted this card to look as ordinary and as examinable as possible, with your eyes examinable, because you can't hand the cards out. So what I did was I left the card solid, but I cut out along the artwork. I cut out along this angel. I cut out along the angel and these lines so that when you piece it back together, you can't see. Now, there's some shadow being created by my fingers, but you can see, you cannot tell that that's been cut. Look how clean that card looks. Okay. So I showed how to make my card in one of my other videos. Somebody wasn't really impressed, but for those of you that like a clean looking card that doesn't look suspicious, this, in my opinion, is the best way to make your card look as ordinary as possible. Because like I say, some people are going to say that my version, because it uses 2 gimmicked cards, that it's too overly gimmicked. And so they're going to prefer the original, and I understand that. But in my defense, the original, you couldn't hand out all of the cards because one of them was gimmicked. So since you couldn't hand the cards out with the original anyways, my version doesn't matter because you can't hand the cards out anyways, but my version takes it to a whole nother level. So anyways, so as far as the performance, you display all the cards like this. Now what I do, and I've never had anyone notice this, is I secretly create a little gap. And I place this card like this. So I'm actually slipping the flap ace. I call this the flap ace. I'm actually sticking that card in between the jack. Now all this is going to be concealed under the cover of your ordinary ace like this. So you're putting it secretly like this, hiding it under that flap. So you're here. Okay? Now, you can turn over quickly and show that the red card is on the bottom. Be careful when turning like this so you don't show the gap. But you can go like this. You don't want to show this gap in between the red card. So you're going to turn over like this, show it on the bottom like this. Now what I like to do is I like to say this. If I take that red card and I rub it across the face of that ace, you can see it melt right through like that. Now in order to keep from the flap being exposed on this card, I say look, and you can see it melts right through that bottom ace, winding up in between the cards. And when I say it winds up in between the cards, I show them what that looks like by placing this card on top, and I say look, it winds up, it melts right through the bottom ace and winds up right in between. I then place this, putting that ace back in between, and then I slide apart. You can't lift up like the original version, so you're going to have to slide apart. And now you can display the cards. Only thing you have to watch out for is right here. You have to keep this pressed down. Okay? Other than that, you're good as far as displaying the cards from the front and back, just as long as you keep that flap held down. Okay? But that's it, guys. So, what this would look like if you were to do this is you say, look. So what this would look like. So I'm going to go ahead and do the secret move, right? So you say, look, you see this? I'm going to place that right underneath those two aces. So you do it like this. Show it going underneath, and then you say, watch as it melts right through. Now, if you overlap, you want to pinch here. So if you have this corner sticking out, you want to pinch right there so that they can't tell it's two cards. So you want to pinch right there. Or you can just stop right here over the card so you don't expose the second card. Now you could do this and use this card to conceal the flap card, and you can now lift up from this angle. You can lift away this card, fold the flap. I would never do that, but that's it. Really simple to perform. Just practice being able to do your secret setup like this. Show it. Have it melt right through. Now the only other thing you want to watch out for is keeping this card squared up and not having it slide like this, where you could expose the second card. So just slightly, when handling this card, just slightly grip it so that it stays squared up. And by lightly gripping it, that card should stay squared up if you have enough tape going all the way across, holding it securely. And that's it, guys. So one more time. You're here. Show it on the bottom. Do the penetration. So once again, guys. So that's it. I don't know what else to explain. This is easy to perform, easy to make my version. Jack on the bottom underneath the aces. Now you go right into the penetration. You say, look, it's melted right through that bottom ace, even though it's solid. So that's it, guys. Okay, enjoy this trick. Peace out, guys.